Hey there, everybody. This is Ed Trudeau, the Great Lakes Division RallyCross steward. I'm here to talk to you today about how to set up a UTV for SCCA RallyCross and also to provide insights into how to tech these.
The purpose of this instructional video is to walk UTV competitors and Rallycross tech inspectors through the specifics of approving a UTV for competition in SCCA Rallycross. First off, UTVs need to pass the same tech inspection as the automotive competitors. Section 3.2 of the Rallycross rulebook lays out the automotive tech requirements. These are basic requirements which verify that critical items are tight and operating properly. Next, UTVs also need to pass several UTV-specific checks. UTV-specific requirements can be found in Section 3.3G of the Rallycross Rulebook. All the tech-specific requirements have been summarized on the UTV Technical Inspection Form. Filling in this form is a requirement of having your UTV inspected for a race. This is because there are some lines on the sheet that are specific to the brand and model of UTV that you have, which the inspectors may or may not know ahead of time. In this video, we will cover the requirements of the technical inspection form, breaking up the video by the sections that are in the form. We will start with the last section first and work our way back to the beginning. Let's get started. First up is the dimensions section. We will start this video off by discussing the overall dimensions of the UTV being inspected. There's three key dimensions to check when evaluating UTV for competition. These are the wheelbase, overall width, and the ride height. These dimensions were selected to minimize the chance of rollover during competition. Because of this, certain classes of UTVs, such as 50-inch wide trail models, will be automatically disqualified. When preparing your UTV for rallycross competition, you should focus on getting it low and wide with as much roll stiffness as you can, either through sway bars, springs, or a combination of both. Wheelbase measurement.
One of the measurements that is required is a specific wheelbase measurement. The easiest way to check this on your UTV, get a tape measure, hook it roughly in the center of the front wheel, bring it back to the back wheel, and get a measurement of what the wheelbase is from the center of the wheel to the center of the wheel.
The minimum wheelbase is 83 inches, which is the wheelbase of a Polaris RS1. Width measurement.
SCCA RallyCross also has a minimum width rule. The easiest way to measure the minimum width is from the outside of one tire to the outside of the other tire.
The minimum width is 64 inches. Ride height measurement. The most critical measurement is your UTV ride height. We want the lower frame rails to be lower than the center line of the wheels. Check this, we measure the height of the lower frame rails. Compare that to the center line of the wheels, and the lower frame rail measurement should be smaller than the center line of the wheel measurement.
For tech inspectors, an easy way to make sure that the UTV is set up at the proper ride height is to use a floor jack and slide it underneath the UTV. Jack it up till it just touches the bottom frame rail. In this case, you need to slide it under because these frame rails out here are at a different height than the middle of the UTV. And bring it back to one of the wheels. As long as the height of the jack is below the center line of the wheel,
the UTV meets the ride height requirements. Others section of the tech form. In this section, we will discuss the roof, doors, and numbers. Roof requirements.
Your UTV must also have a full coverage roof, as you see here, either of factory thickness plastic or of an alternative aftermarket metal.
Roof panels constructed of rigid material are required. Non-OEM polycarbonate roof panels must be 6 millimeters or quarter-inch thickness, and they may not be made of carbon fiber unless originally equipped by the manufacturer that way. Door requirements.
In addition to full coverage roof, we also require full coverage doors that come up at least to the chest height of the operator. No cutout doors with cutouts on the bottom, otherwise known as half doors. Numbers. We require numbers so that we can identify you out on the race course. Make them as big as possible.
Next, we will cover the suspension, steering, tires, and wheels requirements from the tech sheet. All equipped sway bars on the UTV must be connected and operating properly.
Tires need to be factory diameter or smaller. In the case of this Yamaha, the factory diameter is 29. As you see, these are 27s. And preferably be of either an automotive style, such as this rally tire, or a short course style, such as this Hoosier tire that you see here.
This section will discuss the chassis and roll cage requirements for competing in a UTV.
Roll cages are required to be as they come from the factory with no through-hole mounts of any sort. Any type of mount to the roll cage either has to be welded on and properly welded, or has to be a clamp style modification in order to attach items to the roll cage.
In this section, we will discuss driver safety requirements, including window nets, arm restraints, and helmets. Helmet requirements.
Let's talk about helmets. If your UTV has a full windshield, you will be allowed to wear an open face style helmet without any eye protection because you have windshield in the way for you, although eye protection is still highly recommended. If your UTV doesn't have a full windshield, then you will be required to wear a full face helmet with either a visor, as in this typical racing style helmet, or with goggles, as you can see in this typical motocross style helmet.
Your helmet needs one of the shown stickers from either SNEL, FIA, or SFI in order to meet SCCA requirements. Window net requirements.
In order to keep you safely contained within the UTV, we require either a window net, such as you see on this one here, that has some sort of a quick release feature so that our safety crews can get to you quickly and be able to help you out.
Arm restraint requirements.
The other method of keeping you safely contained inside the car at all times is arm restraints. They connect to the harness, and arm restraints are only allowed to be used with a 4 or 5 point harness, such as you see here, and not with any of the factory 3-point belt systems similar to the automotive belts.
In addition to competition numbers, class designation is required to be displayed. There are currently 2 UTV classes available. UTV Sport Class, which is designated with a US, for UTVs with naturally aspirated internal combustion engines with a displacement of less than 1.1 liter, and UTV Max Class, which is designated with a UM for UTVs with internal combustion engines larger than 1.1 liter, or those equipped with a turbo or supercharger or any of the modifications allowed in UTV Max Class.